So those of you who know me know that I love my vintage collectibles. The first introduction into everything vintage for me, this shirt is massive. I got it at the Salvation Army and it's an XL and I am a large, but it was $3 and I love my Hawaiian print. That was a little sidebar story. So anyway, I started collecting probably around 1995 when I was 8 years old. My great grandmother, whose name was Eloise Collier, but we all called her Grammer, she had to move out of her house in her older years, which was in Buena Park. And in her garage was a box of Life magazines from like 1961 through 62 to 63. And my dad brought those home. And I remember I was not allowed to keep them inside because they were infested with silverfish, which is a paper-eating bug. And the paper of old magazines, it's a very cheap paper and it was incredibly brittle. It just crumbles apart in your hands from being in a garage for 40 plus years at high heat, no air conditioning. I remember looking through the ads from the early 60s and seeing all these ads for things that would have been new at the time but were over 30 years old when I was a kid, and I wanted that stuff. That's when I really started liking antiques. And my mom went to an estate sale of her cousin Trudy's grandmother, who I believe her name was June, and she got me a Viewmaster, a Model E, and it had custom made reels for a manufacturer of tile in Pomona, which those custom made advertising reels are very rare and worth some money. So that was the first thing that I really started collecting, Viewmasters. 1990s, 95, 96, right around there. You never find the old stuff at the thrift shop. However, last week I was at the thrift shop in Modesto and I picked up for $15 a Model C in the original box. This is one variation of the box. Hi, son. They call it a stereoscope right there. They've ruined it because they put a price tag on there and I tried to peel it off and it started damaging it. So there it's gonna stay. Maroon bottom, silver metallic and aquamarine lid. The Model C was made from like 1943 up to like 1952. It is made of Bakelite with rivets. Those are the light diffuser lenses. The view lenses are there. Your real advance. This is very durable. It's got kind of an Art Deco, if you can see the little step right there. Very Art Deco in design. I mean, just by looking at the box lid, you could tell. This one also has the original realist, which they always do. Kids took good care of their stuff back then because they spent money for it. This was probably $1.25 to $2, which was a lot of money. And you could date it because of the realists were dated by the year that they came out. And I'm opening it up now, which is really hard to do one-handed as I hold the phone. This realist says revised September 1950, so you can kind of determine that that's the year that this was made. And I'm gonna show you that right there. Just that really cool vintage advertising. We're gonna prop this up for a second as I open it up and show you all the really cool. So this would have been all the picture discs or reels that you could have bought at the time. Look at that sweet hand-painted Mad Men-esque advertising from the time period. And then it gives you like other options on how much things cost. Accessories. I have the library box, the light attachment. So it's just a really cool collectible. I don't really collect avidly anymore. I just happened to come across this and it had to be with its friends. I probably have over 10 of this particular style. This is very common. Mass produced in Portland, Oregon. They made millions of them. They're not incredibly valuable. $18 to $15 is probably a retail price, but I had to pick it up because you just don't see them at the thrift shop anymore. that's my little take on collectibles, specifically Viewmasters. A cool thing if you want to collect. They were really into travel slides. There was a genre for you. And they're easy to collect because all the reels are numbered series. So you go on eBay and type in Viewmaster 12345 and it'll pick up that exact reel on eBay. And some of them are like $2 or $3 with the little envelope sleeve. They made 3 reel packets. Those are worth a little bit more. Some of them are really rare and they're like exorbitant in their price, but it's a cool thing to get into collecting. If you want to collect a specific vintage toy, Viewmasters are like a window into the past because of now they don't make any of the travel slides anymore. So the newest ones are probably 20 years old at their earliest. We'll see you next time, folks. Look and see in 3D. That was their motto.